Welcome everyone to the first race simulation for F1 creators and influencers. I'm your commentator for today, Richard Spanners Ready from Missed Apex podcast. Apparently not a good enough creator or influencer to make the grid today, but whatever. Check out Missed Apex F1 podcast. We continue doing shows all throughout the F1 off season. But if you want to check out any of the content creators who were good enough to participate in this race, then go and check the link in the description below. Okay, in this session, drivers are going to do one outlap and one qualifying lap, so you only get one shot to set your place on the grid. It's Aldis F1 that's leading us out in a kind of black and purple car, Alex F1 there in the cyan, Ali F1 in green, BP, BMPH in the blue, and we've got CCF1 there in the red, kind of a burgundy, isn't it? An old Chain Bear in the yellow behind CY Mott FP1 F-Series, a Jess McFadden in the red, and then we've got Jay Warren in the Bumblebee colours, Jay Ravel, K Megan, M Amy's. Our stats did deem himself worthy enough to get on the grid. We've got Ryan, I think that's Ryan, like Brian, F1, and F1 Word is there as well. So let's see now as drivers start setting a lap. We've got Aldis still up ahead. Everything looks good there. Chain Bear in a little bit of trouble with traffic. Although, are they able to carry on? It looks like they are. CCF1 not leaving him any room. Hopefully no penalty for impeding will be incurred. And Aldis sets a time, 32.75. Immediately beaten by Ali F1. And then let's see who goes to the top now. Chain Bear sets a great time with CY Mott setting the same time. But Chain Bear set it first, so we'll go top. No, they won't, because Jess McFadden F1 has gone up with a 31.35. It's hard to keep up here, but F-Series has gone into second place, although there is quite a big gap, 0.3 all the way back to Chain Bear and CY Mott on the same time. Identical times from BMPH and VecMax, but BMPH is ahead because he set the time first. Okay then, running through the grid on pole, we've got Jess McFadden in the red, F-Series in pink, Chain Bear starting third, CY Mott and Jay Warren behind, Ali F1, K Megan, BMPH, VecMax, Ryan F1 making up the top 10. This is going to be a very exciting grid indeed. Let's see what people can do from the back. From what I've seen, passing is going to be very possible, even on this tight and twisty street circuit. I don't think Alex does F1 stuff is going to be pleased starting from the back, but the lights are about to indicate the start of this race. 5 lights on, and we're off. Who gets a good start at Chain Bear? Gets an absolutely fantastic start around the outside, and F-Series is doing everything they can to hang on as CY Mott also nips into third place, and that leaves Jess McFadden in the red, absolutely clear and scot-free. Lots of overtaking up and down the field. They're passing through each other as if they're not there, but it's F-Series that comes out on top of that battle, and Chain Bear's actually lost out with a big lunge from Ali F1 going down the inside as they complete the first lap over the line with 2 car lengths to spare, and F-Series just managing to claw on. But is that CY Mott being very aggressive down the inside? And I think that's Ali F1 in the green as well, ultimately losing out to Jay Warren in the B-coloured livery there. And now look at that, Jay Warren all the way up, I think, into 4th place. Just as I say that, a little bit of a tail swapper there, and 3 cars pour down the inside, and BMPH has really struggled on that penultimate corner, just going onto the home straight. But you have to say it is McFadden F1 who really is dominating this race at the moment. It's hers to lose, and F-Series and Chain Bear are back into those podium positions. Chain Bear not giving up on this occasion and has gone down the inside, and F-Series has lost out 2 places, and that's F1 Word there in the green and black, who's making big waves, has got ahead of CY Mott. F1 Word is catching that group and is fighting for podium places now, but it does seem like Jess McFadden is comfortably safe up there in the lead. About 4 car lengths now as F-Series tries to make a bomb down the inside and doesn't hold it. A big blocking maneuver from F1 Word as well. That was F-Series blocking F1 Word as they jinked their way down the straights into the twisty second sector of this track. And it's anyone's now for 4th place. A huge herd of content creators fighting for that podium spot, because that is FP1, who's actually come out from nowhere and is now in 3rd place. And F-Series is making up some tracks as well. Jess's lead does not look so comfortable up the front, as F-Series is closing to well within a car length, and FP1 is making that podium position their own. What's happened to Chain Bear? Down in 7th position. Really is a big scrum going through Sector 2. And is that the pilot there with about 5 car lengths from the back of the grid? What has happened to K Megan? But let's have a look. Jess is keeping P1 a safe distance from F-Series, whereas out of nowhere, really, FP1 has been just coming into contention. A big melee. And who is that out the front? That is Ryan F1 from absolutely nowhere. F-Series made a mistake, it looked like, into turn 2, and that has left Ryan F1 in 2nd place, with Chain Bear coming down the inside. What can Chain Bear do from here? Takes a nice wide line. McFadden hits the wall on the inside and has gone all the way down to 5th place, just trying to stay ahead of F1 Word. But it's Ryan now up the inside of F-Series, and Chain Bear all the way up into 3rd, with a big lunge coming from CCF1. This is highly unpredictable. You would have thought that was going to be McFadden's to win, but no, F1 Word is now holding off Ryan, and that looks to be the fight for pole position. Chain Bear, it has to be said, has been there or thereabouts this entire race, with CCF1 now sniffing around for what would have seemed like an unlikely podium at the beginning of this race. Who's that leading that bunch in the green? I believe that is Amy's, who is now on their own in the middle of those 2 packs. Aldous leading out. A very promising qualifying from Aldous, but now finds himself in 8th place, with F1 Word and FP1's podium challenges seeming to have faded away. F-Series leading now up the home straight, has got a bit of clean air, and now Ryan has too. Look behind, not in front, as Chain Bear and CCF1 look to make a mess of things down the inside. Chain Bear with a big lunge, but a compromised exit out of turn 2. And it looked like F-Series was in control, but has taken a lot of speed through that chicane, has lost a lot of speed through that chicane, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Chain Bear, who looked to just be sniffing around those podium places, looks to have a lead into the final turn, but F-Series has gathered themselves up and re-established what has been a pretty commanding performance. But you could say that McFadden, who now finds herself, I can't even see, all the way down in 16th place, was dominating, but you have to always be alert on a street circuit, which F-Series have been so far. I think it could be any of the top 5 at the moment, and in fact make that the top 6 or 7, as Chain Bear loses out slightly. We're in the last corner, wheel to wheel. F-Series, Chain Bear and Ryan F1. It seems like Ryan managed to carry that speed into the exit and is taking the lead for the very end. F-Series makes it a photo finish, and Chain Bear comes in, I believe, in 3rd place. And Racing Pilot just didn't have the pace today, and there's still no sight of Kira Megan anywhere. Oh, no, there they are. That is unfortunate. It seems like the front wing just couldn't hold on for those couple of corners. So that will be the first and only DNF for today. Wow, what a thrilling creators race result there. Ryan F1, F-Series and Chain Bear on the podium. I've been your commentator, Richard Spanners Ready from Missed Apex podcast, and I do hope you've enjoyed this race. Be sure to check out all the links to the content creators featured in this race by clicking the links below, and make sure to like and subscribe this channel.